So the US government is taking our tax dollars, giving to the meat and dairy industry. So a McDonald's Big Mac is $3.99. If the government wasn't subsidizing meat, it would be $13. Completely infuriating. Hey guys, it's Lizzie. So this is a question I get a lot. Why is vegan food so expensive? The first thing I will say is it's not. It completely depends on the type of vegan food you're eating. It's completely possible to go vegan and for your new grocery bill as a vegan to be even cheaper than how much you were spending before you were vegan. Buying things like bananas, oats, potatoes, beans and rice, lentils, bread, peanut butter, with other reasonably priced fruits and vegetables. The basics and foundation of a plant-based diet is extremely cheap. If you cook your meals at home, it's totally possible for your grocery bill to be $25 a week. What can get expensive is going out to eat to vegan restaurants and buying a lot of the vegan replacement foods. The fake meat, fake cheese, fake eggs, fake ice cream, all of those products, if that's a lot of your diet, your grocery bill will be expensive. The most important thing to know in understanding veganism is that there is not one vegan diet. There are dozens, hundreds of diets that are vegan. There is high protein vegan, high carb vegan, low carb vegan, keto vegan, raw vegan, fruitarian vegan. I honestly think that non-vegans are just at the grocery store and looking at the prices of the fake meat products and then being like, veganism is expensive. Or maybe they went to a vegan restaurant with one of their friends and it was way overpriced. But if you talk to actual vegans, my guess is that most vegans cook a lot at home and just eat the basics of whole foods. So there's a lot of theories I have on why these fake meat, fake cheese, fake egg, fake ice cream, all of these companies, why they're so expensive. The biggest reason is that the US government subsidizes the meat and dairy industry. So the US government is taking our tax dollars, giving to the meat and dairy industry to majorly reduce the price of meat and dairy. Here's a startling example. So a McDonald's Big Mac is $3.99. If the government wasn't subsidizing meat, it would be $13. Shocking, right? Just because of production costs and paying employees, it's really hard for these new vegan companies to compete with actual meat when 2/3 of the price of meat is being paid by tax dollars. As a vegan, this is completely infuriating, and it is unlikely to change because there are so many lobbyists from the meat and dairy industry who are paying for our politicians' re-election campaigns. It's honestly bizarre how much our tax dollars are funding meat, dairy, and eggs when all of these products are making us so sick. It's estimated that 70% of healthcare costs would go away if everyone was vegan. Another point to consider is how expensive health problems can be. Obviously, because all of these fake meat companies exist, it means that a lot of vegans are buying those products. So even if your vegan diet is more expensive, even if it's significantly more expensive than before you were vegan, for the long term, you will be saving so much money. It's been proven that veganism gets rid of so many diseases. I will link below all my research in the video description, but a plant-based, healthy vegan diet prevents and cures so many diseases such as diabetes, heart disease, prevents strokes, many types of cancer, ulcerative colitis, multiple sclerosis. You could go on and on about all the health conditions that you will not get if you go vegan. I'm a millennial, I'm in my mid-20s, and I know a lot of you who watch my videos are also younger. And so I think it's really hard to think seriously about how in 20, 30, 40 years, we could have a chronic health condition. When you're so young at the beginning of your career, just trying to make it, trying to pay bills, I totally get why you would want to have a lower grocery bill. And I think it's hard to wrap our minds around having this long-term focus. Spending a little bit more on food now, maybe in 3 decades, it'll save you tens of thousands of dollars of doctor's visits, medical bills, medication costs. According to Loma Linda, vegans live 15 years longer on average than meat eaters, and vegetarians live 7 years longer. It might be worth spending a little bit more money if it adds 15 years to your life. You might get to see your kids grow older, know your grandchildren really well, and can you really put a price on living for an extra decade plus on life? All of this being said about the government subsidizing the meat and dairy industries, I still blame all of these vegan companies making the fake meat, fake cheese, all of that. I blame them for their high prices. Not only are the vegan replacement foods more expensive, but there's way less product within them. And so it's actually worse than what it looks like at the grocery store. Vegan ice cream is the most dramatic. A regular thing of ice cream will be like this big, and the vegan ice cream is like super small. The dairy ice cream is like 4 times bigger and half the price. If you go to the frozen meat section, you can get a gigantic bag of chicken nuggets, and for like 1/4 of the size and twice the price, you can get vegan chicken nuggets. I've been vegan for 5.5 years and was vegetarian before that. So a lot of these vegan companies have originated or just become more popularized since I've been vegan. And so I never really had this drastic before and after of the meat or dairy product compared to the vegan one. But dating my fiance has really opened my eyes, because when we started dating, he was not vegetarian or vegan at all. And so when I would cook vegan food for him, we would be at the grocery store and he would be looking at the vegan version and completely shocked how it's like 1/4 of the size and 2 to 3 times the price. There's this brand of vegan Parmesan cheese where my fiance lives, and it's like this big, and then near it is regular Parmesan cheese that's that big, and the vegan one is 3 times the price. It's almost comical. The other thing that these vegan companies do is everything is much lower calorie. So even though you're getting a smaller container, you're also getting less calories, because vegan foods are naturally less calories. But vegans still need to eat the same amount of calories as people who are omnivores. And so it's very manipulative the way the vegan marketing is. And it makes me so angry. If I was a politician, I would push so hard for federal legislation where, as a company, when you put a serving size on a product, it has to be at least 600 calories to be considered 1 serving. Because if the average person eats 2,000 calories a day, 600 to 700 calories should be in each serving size. Some of these Gardein bowls will have 1 serving, only 300 calories, and make it look like it's an entire meal. Dia Mac and Cheese says it's 3 servings, but I eat the entire packet as 1 meal. It's almost comical what we're dealing with. It's so ridiculous. And so I think that these vegan CEOs of these companies are making bank off the vegan movement. And I think it is so deplorably evil what they're doing, because the vegan movement is all about morality, not killing animals, decreasing global warming, increasing everyone's lifespan by 15 years, preventing horrific diseases, and saving so many lives of animals and humans. It's this beautiful movement, and the fact that these vegan companies in a capitalistic society are making so much money off of this beautiful movement, that's so evil. If I was a CEO of one of these vegan companies, I would just choose to not be rich and use that extra money to make all of the vegan food more affordable. Unfortunately, lots of people are controlled by greed. Another component of this is toxic diet culture. A lot of people become vegan for weight loss, especially a lot of women. And that's something my fiance says all the time. He thinks that these vegan companies are catering to women. Just with the serving sizes and not having that much food and super low calorie, it just isn't sustainable for most guys. Another theory I have is because these vegan companies are so new, I think there's a lot less competition, and I think that decades and decades from now, these prices are going to be majorly reduced because there's going to be so many companies competing for the consumers. My video playlist of why I'm vegan, why you should be vegan, how to go vegan, vegan recipes will be on the end screen. It's also in the video description. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!